moments away. The public advocate, Bill DeBlasio, is a few minutes away. And standing with me right now is Council Member Tish James, Assembly Member Karim Kamara. We will also have Senator Eric Adams, who's a few minutes away. And two of the leaders of the Crown Heights community who actually contacted me a couple of days ago with regard to this horrible situation. Barry Sugar, founder of the and president of the Jewish Leadership Council, right here, and of course someone that everybody knows for many years as one of the great leaders of Crown Heights, Hanina Sperling, and other members of the community. I am going to say a few words, but we are going to play a few minutes of the video so we all get in the proper mood. All I can say, when I watched this with a group of friends, with my wife, we were in absolute shock. When we watched the video, and we watched some of New York's finest not behaving in a very fine way, brutalizing an individual for absolutely no reason. Literally, it was just something horrible. I'll talk a little more about that, and all the people behind me will talk about it. And let me get something else out of the way so I don't forget. The facility where Ehud was at and had permission to be there, and he was there for weeks. The person from that facility who was in charge, his name is Moshe Feiglin. He is standing right next to me, and you can talk to him and we'll let him say a few words. He will tell you that this person had permission to be there. There is no issue. But regardless, the behavior of the police department, of two individuals, beyond comprehension, a very sad moment for me personally. I'm a great supporter of the New York City Police Department, and I continue to be a great supporter. But this behavior is unconscionable. And if not for the video camera to record what happened, we might actually believe that Ehud attacked the police officers, and he never did. He's charged with felonies. He's charged with all kinds of crimes. And now I wonder how many other times are New Yorkers charged with serious crimes, and there is no video camera to tell the story. We will now go to the video, and then we'll introduce everyone. The way the NYPD is trained to deal with a situation like this. These officers must be suspended if they have not yet been suspended. They cannot be out there protecting the public. We need to be protected from them. And the New York City Police Department, the commissioner, needs to do everything to make sure that these things don't happen. There can't always be a video camera to tell the truth, to tell the story. This person had a right to be there. Not even the issue. Why this attack? Someone, I think, counted 50, 60 blows, and then the other police officer taking out something else to get her opportunity to hit this guy. What is going on? It is devastating to me and to every New Yorker. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the leaders of Crown Heights, Barry Sugar.
Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to advocate for this.
Speak up.
I'm sorry. Crown Heights, unfortunately, has seen a number of instances of police misconduct and police fabricating stories and assaulting people where there has not been a video. Okay. For better or for worse, we were able to obtain this video, and we have proof this time, because what happens normally is, had we not had this video, this kid is looking at 9 charges and jail time based on a fabrication, based on a lie. We got information last week that was reported to us prior to us releasing the video that the 7-1's position is that they responded to a call and they were assaulted when they responded to the call. That's what they said. They said they walked in and you had a deranged individual and assaulted the police officers and they had to get medical attention. This was all prior to the video. Okay. Now we have proof how the police department handles these type of cases in Crown Heights and probably citywide. This has happened to members of the Jewish community time in and time again. We have a number of correspondents requesting for assistance to have the NYPD and their officers behave accordingly and professionally. And those requests have gone unanswered and have gone ignored. We have so many issues here that need to be addressed, and the NYPD ignores our pleas for assistance, for cooperation, for understanding, for compassion. The NYPD has not shown our community the respect that we think we deserve and the respect that we need. The NYPD, after this incident, hopefully will change its behavior and do the right thing by all New Yorkers, all New Yorkers. This issue is not a Jewish Crown Heights issue in particular. This issue is an issue where the NYPD has to teach their officers how to behave appropriately and how not to beat people up because they can and they carry a badge and they have a gun. I want to thank you so much for coming by and telling the world our story and sharing in our pain. Thank you.
Sir, can you say your name again and spell it? I just need something.
Let me do that. Barry, B-A-R-R-Y, sugar as in sugar, S-U-G-A-R. Next, the Comptroller of the City of New York, John Liu.
Well, thank you very much, Assemblyman, for pulling us together. I think we have seen many issues that have arisen in recent years, but this year there seems to be a preponderance of issues with regard to the NYPD. Let me say first and foremost that we need the NYPD. We need the officers to keep our city and keep our community safe. In order for them to do that, the best way for the officers to be able to do that is to have a very high level of trust from the community. But videos like this, and unfortunately this does not seem to be an isolated incident, videos like this erode the trust between the community and the police. And that results in an unsafe situation for everybody. It results in the NYPD not being able to do the job, the difficult job that they have. It results in people in the community not being able to cooperate with the police department, as we all need people to cooperate. So this is a disturbing video. We need a full investigation into exactly what happened here. Not only exactly what happened in this instance, but the sequence of events and the chronology and exactly what was being told to the public before this video came to surface. In recent years, we have seen in the Comptroller's office a rise in claims against the NYPD, to the point where claims against the NYPD far outpace claims against any other city agency. So now it is a question of how do we keep the community safe. There's also a question of what the taxpayers are now being put on the hook because of incidents like it seems in this video. So let's get to the bottom of this, a full investigation.
Thank you very much. Next, one of the great leaders of Crown Heights, Kanita Spurgeon. And by the way, I just want to point out, it was these leaders, they went to their elected officials, came to me. We sat Saturday night at 1 o'clock in the morning watching the video. And Kanita will tell you, an absolute shock. I want to reiterate, we are supporters of the New York City Police Department. We go the extra mile because they are the finest. But there are exceptions, and we need to get rid of those exceptions. They cannot be in the streets terrorizing citizens of our city in all the boroughs. Kanita.
Thank you, President Viking. I want to thank Dov for taking this, we're sitting in his office Saturday night till about 2 a.m. together with Barry, some other people in the community. And they warned me. When they come see the video, they said, sit down. It's very disturbing. I never, I heard a lot. And I'm a big advocate of the police department. I am a liaison under the Chief Banks' office. And I was very, very disturbed about this video when I first saw it. And the first thing we have to do is, we want an investigation of we called it for, but these two officers, and some people brought it to my attention, became a third officer or fourth officer to help out over there. I know they actually did some physical punching, must be off the force until this investigation is over. Our citizens of Crown Heights and our children is here, and we don't want another thing like this to happen to our community. And we ask the police department, from going down from the inspector of the San Juan, Jack Lewis, to Chief Chan, to Chief Banks, and down the road down, that they should immediately put these two people on desk duty and out of Crown Heights. It should be in any community until this investigation is finished and we know exactly what took place. Because our children is on stake over here. And we don't want this to, God forbid, to happen to our children, Crown Heights, or anywhere else in New York City. Again, I want to thank Assemblyman Hankins and our elected officials from our neighborhood who came out over here on this early notice. Thank you and have a nice day.
Councilmember James.
I want to thank the Heiken, Barry Sugar, and Kamina Sperling and all of my colleagues. I received this video this morning. And all throughout the city of New York, we've had complaints with regards to police misconduct. And rarely is there a video. This is clear and convincing evidence of police brutality. A couple of things. One, if in fact this was an emotionally distressed individual, we were told that there would be protocol involved. This is not protocol. Two, there is no, from what I can see, this individual did not defend himself, did not fight back. And if in fact he was to be arrested, that is not the proper procedure to arrest an individual who is emotionally distressed. Three, I want to thank the synagogue for housing homeless individuals. We are at a in the city of New York, we have a record number of homeless people. And it's institutions and organizations and entities like this who step up to the plate to provide a public service. And the homeless people should be treated with more respect than that which is exhibited by this video. I want the charges dismissed immediately. I want a full and complete investigation. And I want these officers off the force. And I urge that all individuals, and we should not tolerate police brutality in this community or in any community in the city of New York. And I stand here today with my constituents to say that this should never happen again.
Thank you. I want to thank my colleague in the Assembly, Joe Heiken, our leaders here in the community, Kamina Sperling, Barry Sugar, and also I want to thank Moshe Feiglin for the great work that he does, because we know that individuals, young people, in this case, who happen to be homeless, or other people who are going through a difficult phase in their journey in life, and this organization is there to support them. When I came here today, I knew I was going to at least call for an investigation. But when I see this videotape, it's clear there's no justification for the way this man was treated. And these officers, enough in this videotape to say these officers should be disciplined immediately. They woke someone up from a deep sleep and basically treated him like a piñata. If they felt there was a need to arrest him, they should arrest him. But to constantly beat him, 2 officers and the 3rd officer, and I believe I counted 12 officers to come in and hold down one individual who never swung at them, it's despicable. There's no justification for it.
As tragic as this is, it's even more tragic that this happens so many times and it's not caught on videotape. As we've heard from the Comptroller's report, there's a rise in the complaints against New York City Police Department. And while I believe, like most of us here, that the overwhelming majority of the officers obey the law and protect our community, we cannot allow a few officers to do damage to the relations in our community, because guess what? Police officers need us to enforce the law. Because we know the trouble spots. We know where the crimes are. But if we don't trust the police officers, we're not going to communicate with them at all. So we're demanding that we indeed have courtesy, professionalism, and respect by every officer who's wearing a badge in our community. We demand that now.
Thank you. Our speaker will be Bill DeBlasio, who's going to be walking in a moment. But, you know, the issue of this gentleman, and by the way, let's get something clear. He is not mentally disturbed in any fashion. That is ridiculous. Okay? Maybe needed a place to stay. That is true. And they provided a place. And the person who is in charge of that facility is here, and he is going to say a few words to you and make it very, very clear. This man had permission to be there. There is no question about that. Spelled F-E-I-G-L-I-N. Moshe, M-O-S-H-E.
Hi, yes. I've been running Aliyah for the past 10 years, and unfortunately we've never seen anything like this before. It hurt me terribly to watch the video. And it's very sad for me to watch this video, to see one of my own members getting treated this way. I wouldn't want to see anybody treated this way, especially not one of our own. Our center is committed to helping, reaching into youth in the community that need extra help, youth that need guidance, youth that need support, youth that need a safe haven, youth that need a job, youth that need a GED, and hundreds of other things we provide them for daily. And the entire foundation has been shaken up by this right now. We have to reconvince our members that we are a safe haven, that they can come to us when they're in need, and not that they have to worry about being treated in this way. So I hope that all the officials here today are going to do their utmost to make sure that we don't have to have such a concern again, and we can once again call our place a true safe haven for young people in the community that need that extra help, need a place to go. One of our foundations, each and every one of our students and our members, is we have to respect every individual, every being in the world is created in the image of God, and we're all godly people, whether you're a Jew or a non-Jew, we're all God's handiwork, and we have to respect everybody, treat everybody with dignity and with respect. And I hope that this tragedy will end off with some very, very strong positive resolutions coming up.
Thank you. Next we have, before we have also Senator Adams, we have Shapiro Tamir, who's the head of the community.
Hello everybody, thank you for coming. It's a very, very serious day. I feel that over the past few years we've really had an opportunity to develop a relationship with the police, and it's really set us back. To see a still shot of a police officer, somebody that we tell our community members and somebody that we tell our children to go and seek help from a person with a uniform, to see him winding up against a person with his hands down, as you can see in the still shot, it shakes the conscience. It really, really shakes the conscience. And it sets us back years of progress that we were trying to make in this community. I really hope that this is going to come to a real and full resolution, and that if the police are standing with us, if NYPD are truly standing with us, and we think that they are, then they're going to stand with us to root out the bad apples inside the police department. It's very important that in these times also to show solidarity with the NYPD and to see that they're going to do the right thing. To hold up the task and say, police department, we care about you, you protect us, stand with us and take these bad apples out. We still stand with the police. But we don't stand with this person. We don't stand with people that attack a person that just woke up with his hands behind his back while a police officer winds up with one hand and keeps his target in place with the other hand. That is unacceptable. It's a disgrace. And the police should stand together with us against these types of acts. Thank you very much.
Next, Senator Eric Adams.
Thank you. And as many of you know, prior to being a senator, I was a captain in the New York City Police Department. And so when you look at the video, and I saw the video several times prior, it's a breakdown of some of the basic tactics that should be used when you're attempting to subdue someone. Not only did you jeopardize the safety of the individual involved, but you also jeopardize the safety of your partner who was there with you. Clearly, police need to be trained how to properly have a street encounter. This is not a boxing match. You don't, cock back to take the best blow. This is not a fight of who's the strongest. It's using your skills, using your training, using your tactics to talk someone down. This was a conversation that should have continued. You don't go from 0 to 100 in a short period of time. And there are so many other tools that are available that if a person is emotionally disturbed, if a person is acting erratically, there's so many other tools that are available. There was a great deal of time to call for backup. There was a great deal of time to wait it out, a conversation. You saw none of that. And Inspector Lewis has been doing a great job at the precinct, and we would like to sit down and speak with them and find out how do we prevent these things from happening. The police is the professional, not the civilian that they come in contact with. We should never get to the point where everyone is putting up their dukes and see who can throw the best blow. That's not the role of a police officer. This was a complete breakdown in some of the most basic tactics of dealing with a civilian, and we are better than that. This videotape says we're much better than that. We cannot police by saying, let's go to the videotape. That can't happen. We police by having good tactics, and for some reason we seem to be moving away from those tactics that made us great in the first place. We need to return to that. This was a failure.
Just let me say one thing that I have this opportunity, that we have this video and this speaks volumes, and it's very, very powerful, and it's indisputable what's in that video. There are no two sides to this story. There's only one side. But there has been a breakdown between the Jewish community in Crown Heights and the 71st Precinct. I'm not going to play games. Things are not good between the precinct and its commander in being responsive to the community in Crown Heights. And that needs to change as of today. And we're going to be on top of it and make sure that happens. It's a shame that it takes something like this to make everybody look up and to make everybody notice that something is not kosher, something is not right. So we got to turn the page as of today. It's not going to be the same anymore. We don't take anyone for granted. All the people in Crown Heights are equal, and everyone has to be treated in the same fashion. I now give you the Comptroller of the Public Advocate of the City of New York, Bill DeBlasio. Thank you. Thank you for changing your schedule and rushing to be here.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for expressing the outrage I know so many people feel in this community and beyond. We deeply respect the men and women of the NYPD, and we know that it's the requirement of every citizen to respect the instructions of the NYPD. But what we see in this video is something beyond the pale. What we see in this video actually denigrates the standards of the NYPD. It puts a stain on the high standards that the vast majority of men and women who wear that uniform uphold. I don't know what this officer was thinking to assume that stance he assumed, or to attack an innocent man after he's already in cuffs on the ground. But that's not police procedure. That's not courtesy, professionalism, and respect. That doesn't help bring police and community together. It's not fair, it's not right. And there must be, not only an immediate investigation, there must be consequences, so that we can in fact get on with the good work of bringing police and community together, and so that the vast majority who are good in the NYPD can show what that standard looks like every day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions?
The gentleman that spoke before Senator Adams, can you give us his name right here and Google
Sure.
him, please?
You want to give your
Okay, right to the mic.
Zaki Tamir.
Spell the first name.
Z-A-K-I. last name Tamir, T-A-M-I-R.
And the organization you're with?
The Crown Heights Jewish Community Council.
Could somebody...
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, the person who said that the victim would be here, is he
No, the
here?
victim is, obviously he has all kinds of charges that he is facing, very serious charges. Lawyers made a decision that he should not be here, and I think that's the right decision.
Assemblyman,
Yes.
can you just tell us, if he had permission to be there, then why would the police call? Why did the security guard who called them, from our understanding, notify them in the first place? Would he have known if he's been a regular?
Yeah, we don't know. That person was not authorized to call the police. And as I said, Mr. Fagelin is here, who runs the facility. This person was not there the very first night. Remember, I think the video said, I think it was 4:05 in the morning. 4:05. Imagine you're sleeping and someone gives you a little push and there are two police officers over your bed. And this is during the holiday, I might add, during the holiday of Sukkot, when you don't get into a car, you don't make phone calls, you don't do any of that. But the issue is not any of that. The issue is the police brutality, the police action that was unconscionable, wrong. This is not the way the police department that I love behaves. This is not the police department that I respect. This is not the way they behave. So this person had permission. He wasn't trespassing. And, he's faced with an assault charge, a felony charge, attacking a police officer, raising your arm to touch a police officer. He never did that. It was a lie. It wasn't true. And I wonder, and I got to be honest, how many other times does that happen? How many other times in the city of New York, when you don't have a video, you are done. You don't have a chance. It's the police officer against the civilian. Civilian loses. So this is really a wake-up call for me, I got to tell you.
Can we hear a little
Yes,
more?
yes.
Can you tell us a bit about the victim, who he is, how old he is, where he's from, what he was doing there?
Mr. Fagelin, you want to talk about that? Mr. Fagelin stepped out. I'm sure he's around to talk to him after this. I think that will do it. I appreciate it very much. Yes, one more question?
I was just going to ask when you expect him back in court, since he is facing so many charges. When will he be back in court date, and when other court dates?
We don't know the court date, but I guarantee you with all of this happening, things are going to be postponed. I know that the police department, the commissioner, is taking this very seriously. There is no question about that. They realize this is not the New York City Police Department. They realize at the very highest level, this is not New York City's finest, and they're going to act. I have no doubt about that.
Are there other homeless people that do sleep at this outreach center? Or?
The answer is yes.
There are. Men and women?
Only men, I believe, at this particular facility.
Okay, just a bunch, because I know you're trying to wrap up. We're told this was a women's section of the facility, and that's why they were trying to get him out. Two, they say that in the video...
That is absolutely not correct.
Okay. In the video, you do see him kind of snatching his hands back. We're told, you can't hear it because there's no audio, that he said, if you try to arrest me, I'm going to fight. And that's where the
fact is, he doesn't fight. The fact is, you watch the video, he doesn't fight. In fact, he does just the opposite. Most of the time, he's actually keeping his hands down. He's almost sending a message. I'm not raising my hands to a police officer. That is, in fact, what he's doing most of the time. If I was being hit by a police officer, I would hit back. If I was innocent, if I didn't do anything wrong and someone is belting the daylights out of me, what am I going to do? Just belt me? Just punch me? I'm a punching bag? He didn't do any of that. He didn't defend himself.
But even if he did say that, the fact is that a police officer should not assume the position of holding up your dukes, like as if you want to engage in a fight. That is not about trying to apprehend a suspect.
And he never did it. He never did it. Thank you very much.
He is not homeless. He came maybe from a troubled home. He is not homeless. This is not fair.
He was using this facility.
He was using this facility.
Yeah. I want to make one more point, and I don't think it's been stressed enough. The NYPD's position prior to us releasing the video was that there was a Jewish boy that needs kosher food brought to him in jail. And the reason he's in custody is because he assaulted a police officer by punching him in the face unprovoked. That was the 71st Precinct's position. Thank you.
Has their position changed since then?
They're looking at their position. Okay, thank you.